What is going on, guys? This is Kevin here for Yoga and welcome back to my channel for another awesome video. Today's video will be about the 10 shocking confession of Disneyland employees. For those of you who had the chance to go to Disneyland, Disneyland is a very beautiful place to be and to enjoy. And then you see all these guys, all these characters, cartoon characters like Mickey, Dingo, all these characters, and then you take picture with them, and then this is awesome. Actually, so for those kids, they think that is actually the real cartoon character, but for grown people, it's like those are just human who wear masks. So today we're gonna watch the confession of those employees who either got fired or either quit their job just because of how messed up, I believe, Disneyland was. If you guys really like this content, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more video, and without further ado, guys, let's do this.
Here are 10 confessions of Disneyland employees. Guest altercations. Since working with the public is most of a cast member's job, having a disagreement is inevitable. However, one Disneyland employee had an altercation with a guest at California Adventure in front of the ride Tower of Terror. The guest was drunk and assaulted the employee, who pepper sprayed the man several times until security arrived and broke up the fight. The guest was removed from the park and charged with assault and battery. Hit your mark. If you're a performer at Disneyland or Disney's California Adventure, there are strict rules and regulations that you must follow in order to keep your job. Some of the rules are understandable since Disney has a brand to protect, but some of the other rules seem to be too much. Those who perform in Disney shows like Aladdin at the Hyperion or the street shows, there are certain marks that you have to hit while moving around and certain ways you must deliver your lines. If you miss your mark or do something differently, then you might find yourself taken off the schedule for extra rehearsal or even fired.
Oh my God.
Type. While we're on the track
this is
of
crazy.
performers, face characters must also abide by strict rules. Rumor has it that Disneyland has some of the strictest rules and highest standards for Disney princesses and princes. You must have a certain body type to fit into the costumes, and there are specific height requirements for each character. Alice is typically
to attract more people
characters with a
to
requirement
Disneyland.
of being between 4'11" to 5'2". But if you want to be a princess, the height requirements are between 5'4" and 5'8".
Wow.
As famous as... If you work at Disneyland long enough, there's a good chance that you will become as famous as Walt Disney himself. For example, 81-year-old Oscar Martinez celebrated working 60 years at Disneyland as a chef, and he has been working at the park since its opening, which means that he saw Walt on a daily basis. Oscar confesses that he has become a bit of a celebrity, and when people stop by the Carnation Cafe on Main Street where he works, he stops for pictures and signs autographs.
Wow.
Autographs and friends. Speaking of autographs, face characters and fur characters all go through something called autograph training. An employee has to be ready to sign autographs anytime they are in costume and around the park. They have to sign their characters' names the exact same every time in order to keep up the magic. Also, anyone who works as a character can't technically admit to who they have played. For example, instead of saying I play Ariel, they have to say I'm friends with Ariel. Baby on board. Being a Disneyland employee means sometimes having to deal with the creative ways that guests will try to break the rules. A ride operator for the Indiana Jones ride, known as Atheist Piece, told people on Reddit about how a woman tried to smuggle her infant on board the ride by stuffing it into the lower part of her jacket, making her look pregnant. After other employees warned her about how unsafe the ride is for pregnant women, she still got on. It wasn't until after putting her seatbelt on that the baby started screaming and crying.
How stupid. Why would you do that?
In May 2013, Christian Barnes was a concession stand worker in Toontown when he filled 2 water bottles with dry ice, making them explosive devices. One bottle was tossed in a nearby trash can and the other tossed in the ice cream cart Barnes was working. The 2 bottles exploded, damaging Disney property and causing a few injuries. Barnes confessed to creating the explosives and was sentenced to 36 days in jail, 3 years of informal probation, and 100 hours hours of community service,
Ay.
as well as being banned
Banned
from
from
Disneyland for the rest of his life.
Oh, stupid, man. Don't do that. Don't do
Princess
that.
Laments.
Don't do that.
Being a Disney princess
If you want to
can
quit,
be a
just
dream
quit.
come true for many women, but they also become the object of the desires of adults. Several former Disney princesses have come forward, saying that they get hit on by numerous fathers and grandfathers who will slip them their phone number, tell them how hot they are, and even touch them inappropriately. Luckily today, characters will have an escort with them, but it sometimes doesn't stop the perverts from preying on the princesses.
Wow.
Suicides.
Even
Being
suicide.
a Disneyland employee sometimes means that you have to deal with dead bodies. Even though Disneyland is the happiest place on earth, there are those that have committed suicide at the park. Disneyland employees have come forward and told the stories about the multiple suicides that happen at the park each year. 3 of them have taken place at the Mickey and Friends parking structure, with the most recent one
Why would you
taking
kill
place
yourself?
in November 2016.
I mean, it doesn't matter how
Do it in the
how
corner. Reddit user
much
Mike
you
Zero
depress,
did
but
an
I
Ask
don't
Me
think it's a
Anything
good idea.
session and had some interesting stories to tell as a former Disneyland employee. One of the most horrifying stories was about a ride operator who was working in the control room of the Indiana Jones ride. The room is located by the ride's exit hallway, and one day the worker heard someone come
Like
into
this
the room.
image.
He turned around to see a woman in her 40s squat down and poop in the corner of the room and leave with no words said. Do you still
That was the 10 shocking confession of Disneyland employee. After this video, do you think that you still go to Disneyland or not, or the way that you were thinking about Disneyland changed your mind? Let me know down in the comment. And if you guys really enjoyed this video, please drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel for more video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Ken. Peace out.